incredible and ravishing followers, ladies and gentlemen, my dear brothers and sisters. So here I am again today. We are going to be looking at some of the basics of the English language, especially how to answer the question, how are you? So make sure, if you have not taken your copybook, you go and pick it so you could eventually take some notes. Great. So without delaying, let's try to tackle the first part, so which is how to answer, how are you? All right, great. So here we have, how are you? I am full of beans. How are you, my friend? I am full of beans. So for instance, let's say when someone asks you on the roadside, how are you? Then you could eventually answer the person, I am full of beans. It means that you are full of energy. All right, it means that you are absolutely doing great. Okay, so when I ask you a question, for instance, how are you? What will you answer? I am full of beans. All right, great. So we have how are you? Let's carry on. All right, so we have how are you? I am doing well. My friend, tell me, how are you? I am doing well. I am doing well. Great. So let's carry on. When someone tells you how are you, you can also answer I am pretty good. I am pretty good. I am pretty good. Now the contracted form of I am simply is am. All right, so we have I'm pretty good. So how are you? I'm pretty good. All right, so I am pretty good. Now let's carry on. This I am as fit as a fiddle is an idiomatic expression. Do you remember what I told you the last time about the idiomatic expression? Great. So you cannot actually take them word by word, saying that you have to translate them so you could eventually get the real meaning. Nope. This is an idiomatic expression which simply means I am doing great. All right, so it is like I am full of beans. Okay, great. So let's carry on. I am absolutely doing great. My friend, look at me very well. When I tell you how are you, you could eventually answer I am absolutely doing great. So how are you, my friend? I am absolutely doing great. Okay, great. So we have I am all right. I am all right. I am all right. How are you doing, my friend? Or how are you? I am all right. And you? I am full of beans. How are you doing, my friend? I am okay. I'm doing great. And you? I am doing well. You see that? Great. So let's carry on. So when someone tells you, for instance, how are you? And let's say you are not so much feeling well, all right? Let's say maybe you have headache or stomachache, all right? How will you answer that person? It is better in this case to answer it could be better. It could be better. So when you tell someone it could be better, it simply means that ça aurait pu être mieux. So it could be better. Are you alright? It could be better. It could be better. They are all acceptable. Alright? Great. So let's carry on. We have I have nothing to complain. How are you doing, my friend? I have nothing to complain. How are you doing, my friend? I am way better than I deserve. I am way better than I deserve. So these are some of the ways of answering people when they ask you, how are you? Now, I know that you are thinking of something. Why didn't he mention I am fine? I didn't mention I am fine because I no more want you to mention such a thing. I am fine. Everybody says I am fine. How are you, my friend? I am fine. How are you? I'm fine. I am fine. It's quite acceptable, but everybody uses it. All right, so change it. How are you doing, my friend? How are you? Don't say I'm fine. Rather, you could eventually enhance the level of your English. So, which is, I am full of beans. I am as fit as a fiddle. So on and so forth. I think I really appreciate this because when someone tells you, how are you? Then you answer, I am way better than I deserve. How are you, my friend? I'm way better than I deserve. It simply means that you are absolutely fantastic. All right? Great. Now, let's carry on with the idiomatic expression. Do you remember what I told you about the idiomatic expression? Good. So today's idiomatic expression is going to be don't beat about the bush. Don't beat about the bush. Now, what did I tell you about the idiomatic expression? Do you remember? I told you that the idiomatic expressions, they are coded expressions that cannot directly be translated word by word. So, for instance, when I tell you don't beat about the bush, don't take it word by word, word by word. Nope, it does not work that way. Alright, so in this case, don't beat about the bush, it simply means in French, ne tourne pas autour du pot. Ne tourne pas autour du pot, alright? So don't beat about the bush. An example, my friend, please don't beat about the bush. So mon ami, s'il te plaît, ne tourne pas autour du pot, alright? So for instance, when someone tells you every time, oh, you are really beautiful, oh, you are handsome, oh, you are well dressed. So every time, alright, you tell the person, my friend, don't beat about the bush, go straight to the point. Okay? Ne tourne pas autour du pot. Alright, so ne tourne pas autour du pot. So we have don't beat about the bush. So this has got to be today's idiomatic expression. Great. So let's carry on. We have the phrasal verb. Do you really remember when I told you that the phrasal verb, it is a verb, alright, combined of two words. The first one is a verb and the second one is either a preposition or an adverb. Alright, so all of them combined together will give you only one meaning, which simply means in French le verbe visiter. So when you use, for instance, to call on, the past form becomes called on and the PP called on. Now when you put have, it becomes the present perfect, which is have called on. So we have to call on and have called on. What does it mean? It simply means le verbe visiter. We have an example. So let's say, for instance, how will you tell me j'ai visité mon ami hier? So the way you will say that in the English language using a phrasal verb is I called on my friend yesterday. Now you may be wondering yourself, why did we use I called on? Because of yesterday. It is in the past. So we use I called on my friend yesterday here. Alright, so I called on my friend yesterday. It simply means in French, j'ai visité mon ami hier. Alright, I called on my friend yesterday. Great, so let's carry on with the irregular verb. The irregular verb. Make sure if you've not taken your copybook, take it and note something because they are all important for you. Alright, so we have today's irregular verb. We have to think, thought. We have to think, thought. So here we have a typical example. I always think about my mother. I always think about my mother. I always think about my mother. So when you say I always think about my mother, it simply means je pense toujours à ma mère. Alright? Very good. So here, don't say think. Nope, we don't say think, we say think. Think. The pronunciation or the phonetic of the TH in this case becomes so TH in this case it has to be pronounced as so to think. Alright, and here don't say thought. What do we say? Thought. You should put your tongue in between your teeth. Alright, so we have to think, thought. Look at me very well. To think, thought, which simply means in French le verbe penser. Alright, now tell me, do you really understand something today? So if you really did understand something today, just try to revise them every single day so you could eventually be perfect. Thank you very much. May God bless you, and I really love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. See you next time.